Here we have the Inateck IPX8 waterproof smartphone case. This came to me directly from Inateck. They use Amazon as their distributor and it came in very quick time in good sturdy packaging. So when I say IPX8, what do I mean? That's the level of ingress protection, and 7 and above means it can be submerged in water. So this is not just for showers and rain and weather and dust and dirt and grit. It's waterproof up to 1 meter depth submerged, so you can go swimming with this. You really can use this underwater, taking photographs. Normal kind of swimming, don't expect to do deep sea diving, that's not what this is, but this suddenly turns your smartphone into an underwater case that you can use at the seaside, in the pool, etc. It's IPX rating. The only limitation they have on the IPX8 rating is that it mustn't go in water hotter than 35 degrees centigrade, which is 95 degrees Fahrenheit, which is pretty warm. So perhaps not the hottest hot tubs, but all normal use, no problem at all. Okay, let's look at getting into this case. It's got a classic clamp at the top here that holds this very, very well made waterproof bag shut. It looks like you use these two flanged areas at the back, but you don't. You actually use the front, and there's two little moon-shaped dimples on the side there that you can just tuck your fingers into, pull towards you, and you've released two kind of swing clamps, and that allows you to open the two parts and gain access. So it pops open like a plastic pouch. These obviously attached. You don't want to be pulling these off. So in its open state, you need to be a little bit more careful. And basically what you're going to see is that this clamp is all about an arrangement to go around this very delicate seam in here. And that's why it's got a very hard plastic case to protect it. So you want to be a little bit mindful of that. Pop your phone in. It takes all kinds of size phones. Full details in the comment section below. This is an iPhone 5S. And there it is clamped shut. Now one of the great things about this case is that you can actually use the device through the plastic case. Now it won't do my thumbprint recognition, don't blame it. So the iPhone 5S, I've got to type in the password, but apart from that it's going to work full function, scrolling, etc. Now I've already tested my case, I've used it a few times, and I know this is waterproof. I know I'm using this correctly, but you need to check this yourself. Absolutely myself, nor Inateck are going to take any responsibility if you don't check and test your device before you use it. If there's any fault when you get it delivered, of course, send it straight back to Inateck. They're not going to mind. Good quality controls ensue. So your responsibility to check you've got it dry. I'll show you the dry tissue test in a bit. Let's get this phone underwater and let's see what kind of deep sea dive fish I can capture with my camera. Okay, my camera's submerged. I'm just going to launch the camera app, which I've got top right here. And there's not much in this bowl at the moment, but let's assume I've gone deep sea diving, and other things including jellyfish abound the waters. So now this lanyard that comes with it, very handy, not just for around the neck, but you can use it as a kind of wrist camera strap. So I'm going to do that to make sure I don't lose it and to make sure this jellyfish doesn't try to tug my phone away from me. Now let's just see if I can get a good picture of said jellyfish as he swims by. Oh, I'm going to get a focus. There's at least one photo. There's another. Now he's diving a lot at the moment. I'm going to move him around. He doesn't mind. He's not a stinging variety. And absolutely, in fact, perhaps I should be making a movie of this. There he goes. I've got him very close up, showing his beady pink eyes. If I can get him to actually go this side of the phone, that's going to be a lot better for you guys. But as you can see, I'm really just having an excuse to splash the case and the phone around in the water, and to demonstrate that you can actually use the phone and all its features through the case. So that's really quite a nice feature. I'm going to let the lanyard loose, as I'm going to now just let the phone back to my home screen, just to show you can actually, fully use the screen. I'm going to just scroll from one screen to another, so you can see me just going through various pages of icons there. Now it's not the best touching screen, but it works really well. You soon get used to it. It's a little bit like going back in technology a few years where touchscreens were a little bit dull, but it absolutely works. And the fact that you can use your features and your phone as an underwater camera, splashing around, some great shots with your friends and family in the water, and if you happen to catch a jellyfish, all the better for it. So really, really good. The IPX rating does work. You can keep it on in the shower after you've got out the pool, etc. Really no issue at all. It's obviously totally see-through, so you can use front and back camera, but no matter where your camera was on your phone, you'll have no issues at all. I've certainly had this on me in the water. Now, I don't go diving, so I can't say I've had it submerged for 30 minutes. I haven't. Probably 10 minutes at any one time. So when I'm sort of, you know, standing up in a pool and I'm kind of got my shoulders submerged, the phone's underneath the water, that's fine. Personally, I actually make this a little bit buoyant. So I've got quite a bit of room here with it being only an iPhone 5S. So I keep a little bit of air in the bag and the pouch. It's obviously, I haven't got a lot of air in it at the moment, but you can always get it to the point where it's buoyant and it kind of floats alongside with you, which I quite like as well. But that's your choice, depends whether you want to capture air in it. It's 4-inch wide, 5.7 inch long, that's 17 centimeters, 10 centimeters across, so you get an idea. This being an iPhone 5S, obviously it fits all the smaller 4s, 4Ss, but it'll also do the Galaxy S6 and many others. This is obviously the black version of the Inateck waterproof smartphone case. It also comes in white and orange and green, and there's quite a few colours, so just go to the Inateck web store on Amazon, and it's currently retailing for £10.99p in the UK and $9.99 US. So model number ODB001, you'll find it by just searching for the IPX8 waterproof smartphone case by Inateck. The very first thing you want to do, of course, is to actually get some tissue paper, so it's very obvious whether this works or not, and to test your case. And by test your case, I mean 3-minute active aggressive submersion. Now, some bubbles will of course come from the clip area, and that's not to be concerned, but what you really want to do is to make sure that your IPX8 case can indeed do the job. And I'm, as you can see, really rocking it around, tipping it up and down, and I'm going to do this probably for more than 3 minutes. So you don't need to watch all this, but really recommend before you use your case, make sure that it works. And you're also going to learn how to correctly do the seam on the clamp case protected area, which is really what this is all about. You've got to make sure, visual inspection before you do anything like this, that you've got no grit or dust or any damage to that very special area. And if you haven't, and you clamp the unit shut fully and properly, as you can see, no issues at all. So I'm going to do this for longer, but just so you can see, the tissue in there is absolutely bone dry. Tissue is by far the best thing to do, because you immediately see by the dark staining whether it's wet or not. Okay, I've got a few more minutes of this. I'll come back later. Okay, in each case when you open the device, you want to make sure pretty much you've got it angled down. It's a really simple and obvious safeguard, because although this is clearly waterproof, this area here, just the clamp part, could allow some moisture in, and at the end of the day, I've not bone dried this, it's still a little bit moist, and when I open this, my hands might also be a little bit wet. I want to be opening it downwards and pulling out my smartphone, or in this case, bone dry piece of tissue. So, as I've said, all important, this is the area. This plastic part here is what you've really got to be careful of and mindful of. So if you're on the beach and you've got sand in this area, it's best to actually rinse this clear. So you want to keep this area clean. Do it very carefully, because you obviously don't want moisture in your pouch. You want to keep that as dry as possible. And there's all kinds of techniques and tricks to do that. I'm actually now using my bone dry tissue to dry the clasp area. But of course, this isn't going to just keep water out. It keeps dust, sand, grit and dirt out, which is going to be fantastic. So this isn't just for use on the beach, use at the seaside, use at the pool, and wearing around your neck when you're showering in and out of the pool areas, etc. It's also going to be good just for muddy riding and generally being in the outdoors where the grit and grime is. One little thing about this lanyard, it's really nice. It's a very soft, never kind of cold plastic. It's really nice, easy to put on, and there's a very slight give to it, which is reassuring because it's going around your neck. I know if I pulled this and pulled this, this will snap. So it's not going to throttle anyone. It's gentle, strong enough to hold your phone. So don't expect somebody to have a tug of war with you over this. It's not for that, but it's a really nice additional feature with this case. And this also glows in the dark. It's got a really nice subtle green glow to it, which thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please feel free to like, subscribe and comment.